Imagine how many games you can get for $80 on Steam versus one game on the Switch 2. Ayo guys, listen up. Everyone's talking about the Switch 2 versus the Steam Deck now, and Switch 2 defenders will make it all about hardware and specs. However, the competition here isn't about hardware and specs, and it's not about sales. And now I'll sound like a hypocrite because that was the topic of my other video, but that was a completely different topic. The real deciding factor for a lot of users and gamers will be price, and you know that the Switch 2 got so much heat about prices. So the biggest weapon in this upcoming generation will be prices, and that will be the biggest reason why you will buy a Steam Deck over the Switch 2. So let's start with the obvious counter arguments from Nintendo Switch 2 defenders. Yes, the Steam Deck is the older device. It might be also big and bulky compared to the slick thin device of the Switch and Switch 2. And yes, even I stated that the initial startup price for the Steam Deck is more expensive than the Switch 2 depending on which Steam Deck model you go with, plus the dock, and let's not forget a controller if you don't already have one. So the Switch 2 outside of the box could be cheaper than the Steam Deck and marginally the stronger device. But that's not a huge price gap to deter anyone from buying it, but it does shrink fast, and in some cases it flips immediately because of one major thing, the Steam store. And if you already use Steam, you probably already have a massive catalog of games, so a massive backlog of games to go along with that. Steam has some of the best game sales in the industry, if not the best, period. Games that are $60 to $70 on consoles can easily be found for a massive cut on Steam. Not only that, you can find bundles with 10 or more titles for $30, and it happens all the time. And you can find almost any game on the Steam store. Indie games, AAA games, older classics. You can now get PlayStation and Xbox games. Anything you can think of, it might be on Steam. You can literally build an entire library for the price of a single Switch 2 $80 price game. Meanwhile, Nintendo's over here selling new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for $60 in Big 2025 like it just dropped last week. And you know what's even crazier? It's actually a 2012 release. Like, come on, man. You have to do something about this, Nintendo. And yes, it's called the Steam Deck, but you're not tied to only the Steam store. We get access to Humble Bundle. We also get access to Amazon Prime Games, where they occasionally give away a free game. And if you like more free games, you can also get access to Epic Games. Meanwhile, Nintendo, you're stuck on the terrible eShop with high base prices and first-party games that rarely go on sale, so you're always stuck paying a premium forever. Your only chance of getting anything remotely close to Steam sales are those shitty games that go down to like a penny to 99 cents, but no one wants those games. How do they even make money? Is it even a real game? Do you just like load up the game and it's just like, I got you for a penny or like $1? How do those games make or exist? What's the point of those games existing? Let me know down in the comments if you've ever been caught by one of those 99% off games. And let me know, was it a real game or did you just literally get scammed? But back on topic, on top of that, the Steam Deck is open. You get emulators, mods, Xbox Game Pass. You get the biggest titles day one. The Oblivion Remaster was available day one, and Doom the Dark Ages is the next big title. And God, I can't wait for that game. So basically, you're not locked onto one ecosystem. With little tech know-how, it's the most versatile handheld you can buy. The Switch 2 might be the more powerful and polished machine, but it's still a walled experience, which means you have to abide by Nintendo's rules and prices. And that's why for most Nintendo owners, this really only ends up being a Nintendo machine. And I know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is no longer around the corner since it's been delayed, and there isn't an announcement that it's coming to the Switch 2, and I don't see one coming anytime soon. So I imagine most Nintendo owners will end up having to buy an Xbox or PlayStation 5 if they haven't done so yet just to play this. But you know it's coming on Steam. So let's be clear. I'm not saying the Steam Deck replaces the Switch 2 for everyone. Some people just want Mario Kart, Pokemon, and Zelda, and that's totally valid. That's the reason why I'm getting it day one. But if you're even slightly into PC gaming, if you like saving money in the long run, and if you want more control over your device, then the Steam Deck might be the better investment. Because if this is your entry to PC gaming and you finally decide to build or buy one, the Steam library will carry over. And then you can have the ultimate setup. You can play on the go for the Switch handheld experience, but when you get home, you will have a far more powerful gaming experience that the Switch 2 won't be able to match. And I know that's technically cheating because it's not a single device like the Switch, but it's just an option for the future if you ever want to take the leap into hardcore PC gaming. So at the end of the day, it's not the Steam Deck versus Switch 2, it's kind of corny, but it's what kind of gamer you are. If you're okay paying $70 or $80 for Nintendo games forever and love the ecosystem, then that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna do it. But if you want more more games for less money, that's when the Steam Deck pays for itself. And we really need this during these trying times thanks to the absolute state of the economy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you guys trade some power for price and freedom? Because why wait for Elden Ring on Switch 2 when you could get it now on Steam and then get it for like $36 during the summer sale? And if you made it this far into the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, that would help me out so much. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Every new sub gives me the strength to battle through this backlog of Steam games that I'll never catch up to, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, I appreciate you. And don't forget, you can play Nintendo games on the Steam Deck too. Just don't tell Nintendo.